This is a heavy topic for the discussion. This hurts both sides, who oppose and who support abortion. Of course, my arguments may side with either one based on my belief and understanding. Firstly, let's look at where do a normal Christian stand on this issue. Here let's look at the scriptures which acts as a baseline for this discussion. The thumb rule is not to condemn, as Lord Jesus himself does not condemn anyone. The creation as explained in Bible, points humans as created in the image of God. We had been covered and clothed by the glory of God when created. Disobedience stripped us to be naked before God, as His glory departed from us. This is the foundation where good and evil sparks off. This is where the Christians come from.
The belief is based on where the life begins. When in the fetus, that is, I can feel pain. Without life, personhood, pain cannot be experienced. If I can feel pain in the fetus, then killing the fetus at this stage becomes murder. Don't you think that I have the right to live?
Psalms 139 verse 13 speaks about how the fetus gets developed under the supervision of God. Jeremiah 1 verse 5 speaks that God knows before we were formed in the womb.
Job 31 verse 15 says that God is the one who fashions us in the womb. There are many other scriptures where birth, being formed or created exists prior to fetus being formed. Survey says that 90% of Down syndrome babies are aborted before birth. But Christians believe that they are also created in the image of God to glorify God. And moreover, sex is not considered to be a mere act of pleasure. It is design of God to reproduce, and this also touchdowns on the topic of marriage and sex before marriage. Life begins at heartbeat, brain waves, and even during conception, as some Christians do. And destruction of this at any point is considered to be a murder. Unplanned pregnancy is another cause to be justified, but killing a fetus or embryo for the mistake of the parents is not considered to be right.
Psalms 127 says that the children are the heritage from God. Christians believe God gives the child either to be a blessing or be a curse for the parents' actions. As it involves more than one person, there is no place for a personal choice. Women's reproductive rights in the light of scriptures and Christian belief could never change the murder to be the right of the mother. This belief also advocates the rights of the unborn child to see the light of the day outside the womb.
Early church took all care to give children of any disorder with love and compassion.
Abortion for a minority race could devastate their rate of survival. Post-abortive health and guilt consumes psychological loneliness if not properly guided. You might have all knew the surgeon who gave the testimony in the court that he would not do any more abortions, as he came to a conclusion that it's surgical abortion to be a murder, as he takes care of catalog of body parts removed from the womb. Early Christians embraced and hugged lepers. We have very few Christians who minister to them now. Christians believe in preserving human life at any stage. I do not include some referred to pro-Christians who advocate abortion. On the contrary, I am not arguing for nor against it. My intent is to unite the church perspective to the early Christians, where there was a big focus to support and care for widows and orphans. I hope you do not hate Christians for their views oppose abortion. My belief in Jesus lets me believe and know that abortion equals murder. I still believe that God has been gracious and have overcome conscience to know that it is not right in God's eyes, similar to any modification to nature, as we live in the era of DNA modification and mutation, which I consider to be against the creation.
Life is sacred, and we must seek to protect all human life. We cannot end one's life at our convenience. God is most merciful. We have the grace of Lord Jesus. He is ready to forgive. Step up to protect your baby.
I am not simply a mass of tissue, I am a human being in God's eyes. Abortion, killing me, is a murder and violation of my rights. Will you show care, love, for me, who is, inside of you?
These views are presented to you by the Sons of Thunder.